Well, hello there my dear friends, welcome back to the Scott Reed Project. Now, my last video I butchered a fallow buck. If you haven't seen that video, it will be in the description, also on the end tiles. You'll see it, click it and you can watch it. And what I did, because the haunches were quite big, and as I say in the video, you know, sometimes the haunches are too big, and if there's only 2 or 3 of you that eat venison, it makes sense to break it down into these beautiful little mini roasts. So what I got here then is a silver side of venison. This weighs 500 grams, ideal for 2. What we're going to do is we're going to roast it off, and we are going to make a lovely gravy with some shallots, some rosemary. I've got some red wine and some beef stock. Very simple, all done in one pan. If you haven't got one of those pans, a casserole dish will be fine, but this is a fantastic easy venison haunch recipe. So first thing we need to do then is get some heat under the pan, and we'll start browning off this beautiful piece of venison. Just have a look at that. Wild food at its best. You know, on the SRP, field to fork, the wild harvest, it don't get better than this. Right, that's enough of me jiving as per usual. Let's get on with it. So I'm just getting some heat under that pan. Now, we are not going to season our venison straight away because I want to get some nice colour on this. I don't want to burn the pepper. So in this pan, I'm just going to heat a little oil, and we want a good coloration on this. We want to caramelise it, get it all nice and sealed, you know, get those sugars caramelised. It's going to pay dividends in the long run. So remember, we want this to sizzle when it hits the pan. We don't want to be stewing this. We're after colour. So we're going to put it on one side, going to turn it over and then do each side. So just take your time doing this then. We want a good all over caramelisation. That's what we're looking for. Have a look at that now. Looks absolutely beautiful. So the other side. So that is what we're looking for. As you can see, a lovely caramelisation all the way round. So we're going to turn that heat down now. So I'm going to get into the pan some rosemary, and then just quickly slice through these shallots. Now, these are just for flavouring the sauce. We're not really cooking these, so don't need to be too fussy. Just get those in. Smelling beautiful already. Now I can season the haunch. So just a little bit of pepper and some salt. Now I've got my oven preheated at 220 degrees or Gas-Mark 8. Obviously, if you're using a fan oven, just 200 degrees, but that is going to go in the oven now on that high heat for 15 minutes. So after 15 minutes on a high heat, it will look like this. Look at that. Absolutely stunning. So what we need to do now is turn the oven down to Gas-Mark 2, which is 150 degrees C, or if you've got a fan oven, about 130. And then what we're going to do is we're going to put it back in for 10 minutes per 500 grams. This is 500 grams, so 10 minutes. Okay then, so it's had that 15 minutes at a high temperature, 10 minutes on that low. So what we want to do is transfer that to a warm plate or dish. Now we want to rest that for a good 15 minutes, but in the meantime, we're going to make our sauce with all this beautiful caramelized goodness. So the heat is back under the pan. To that, we are going to add 250 ml of a good red wine. So we want to let that bubble then. We want to scrape up all that gold off the bottom of the pan, all those caramelized bits of meat. Bring that up to the heat a bit. Just give that a go. I know this is raw bit. This is going to be a bit raw wine flavour. But it already tastes absolutely banging. So I'm going to get the heat up that a minute. So we've just let that bubble away for a minute or so. We're going to add just 150 ml of beef stock. Get that in. So then we just need to bring this up to the boil again and then let it reduce and thicken by about 1/3, or it's entirely up to you how thick you like your gravy. Just check on our venison now. Those lovely resting juices. They go in the sauce. It's all about building layers of flavour, but it's so simple. I'm going to try a bit of that. Let's try a bit. Just going to strain it into a clean pan so we can work on that sauce. We don't want any of that veg in there, so we get that in. Heat back up. As you can see then, that sauce is reduced. I'm just going to take it off the heat. I'm going to add some butter just to enrich it and give it a nice shine. Just melt it in off the heat. And then I'm just going to season it. Some salt. Some pepper. Just incorporate all that butter. See how silky smooth that's gone now. Then taste and taste again. Oh, that's good. Time to plate up. So juicy this. Maybe a little more done than I'd like. I'd say this is medium, but you can see. Have a look at that. It's beautiful. And just give it a little touch of that gravy. Obviously serve this with whatever veg you like. Seasonal veg. And there it is. Venison with red wine, rosemary and a shallot gravy. We're not going to call it a jus. That's too poncy. So we all know what this is screaming out for. It's not easy being yellow. Coleman's. Right, let's get stuck in. Nice and tender. So have just a bit with the... It is so good. I absolutely love this. Proper food. It's like the finest beef, but turbocharged. Let's have a look at that. Can you see that? That sauce glistening on it. Look at that. Come over to the yellow side. Like I said, maybe just a little bit over. So maybe give it 5 minutes. It all depends, obviously, how thick that haunch is. Bearing in mind the silver side is thin anyway, but it's turned out, oh, brilliantly. It's absolutely gorgeous. It just needs veg, that's all it needs. If you're watching this at work, on your lunch break, I do apologise, my friends. It's a dirty job, but someone's got to do it. But Bloody hell, I'm loving that. It's absolutely superb. Be rude not to, wouldn't it? Just a couple more. Another smidgen of sauce. Another dollop of mustard. What you got to realise is I'm just checking that this works. It's purely for you guys and girls out there, you know. I don't garner anything from trying all this fantastic food. I just want it to be right. That's my excuse. And I'm sticking to it. Well, there you go. Beautiful roasted haunch mini joint. And if you've liked what you've seen here today on the SRP, do click subscribe when my face comes up in this corner down here. Also, you know the drill. Find me on my social media, on my Facebook pages. Get on there, click like or follow. Also on my Twitter at TheScottReaProject. Check out my Instagram. The links are in the show bar. And also, if you want to share the love, check me out on Patreon. But until next time, I swear to you, this is my very, very, very last piece. Go on. What you reckon? Oh, look at that. Take care, my friends. All the best. Sexual.